Hey guys, welcome back to Yoga Philosophy Club. So today I want to talk a little bit about alcohol. I read a stat the other day. 3.3 million people die every year worldwide because of alcohol-related deaths. 3.3 million deaths a year due to alcohol. 16% of all hospitalizations are due to alcohol. 16%. I mean, that's like, think of all the different ways you can end up in the hospital. I mean, every time I've ended up in the hospital a whole bunch of different times for different ways. Surfing, getting punched in the face. What else? A couple surfing. Playing ice hockey when I lived in Canada when I was a kid. But 16% of all hospital visits are from alcohol, or alcohol related. 200 different kinds of illnesses come from alcohol. Okay? So I looked up in Australia, what is the percentage, given these staggering stats, what's the percentage of people in Australia, of adults, that drink? 88%. 88%. Even though it's so bad for you, bad for your body in so many different ways, still 88% of Australians drink. I'm saying Australia because that's where I live, here in Australia. When I first came to Australia in 2010, I was invited to play golf with some guys that I just met. Actually, I think I met them like at the golf course there. And anyway, we ended up playing, and after the round, they invited me in for a drink. This kind of like the custom. After you play golf is you go in for a drink. Excuse me. So I politely refused. I said thanks, but no thanks. Actually, I don't drink. And the guy was actually, he was a nice guy and everything, but shocked that I didn't drink. It was so shocking to him. He'd never met someone, it seemed like, who didn't drink. I mean, I was shocked how much he was shocked, So why is it that it's such a rare thing to not drink alcohol, given the highly poisonous and detrimental nature of it, and how much violence it does to your body? I mean, how violent is it to drink alcohol? I mean, when I was a kid and I used to drink, like, the next day just vomiting, it's like you're doing some serious violence. Hold on, I got a call. Sorry guys, I had to take that call. Anyway, as I was saying, we're doing like great violence to our body by taking this stuff, right? Okay, I can understand some of the people of society still do it, okay, but 88%? Come on, that's a huge number for such a toxic, devastating thing to your body, okay? So, my question is, well, I'm going to ask a question, I'm going to answer it. Why is it such a epidemic of people doing it? 88%, I'd say that qualifies as an epidemic. Why? Why is it? The answer is that people are just not satisfied with their current sober consciousness. In other words, with their just general sense of being, their sense of their satisfaction with their life is just not there, right? They're not satisfied. they're feeling quite empty actually inside, quite lifeless. So because their life is so lacking, they'll take dangerous, detrimental substances in order to feel, even artificially, just feel some life, feel some, yeah, just feel some life, feel alive, just at least temporarily, you know? It's like, it's just natural for us to feel alive and to feel just basic life, you know? But our activities are just so mundane and so lifeless that we end up resorting to taking some toxic stuff to give us some kind of artificial happiness, right? Because it's not real. It's something that you take in order to make yourself think that you're having a good time. You're not actually having a good time. Like what you're doing, like going to a bar, sitting there and just talking to people about mindless, idiotic stuff is not enough, you know? It doesn't bring about life. It's not life-giving. So I need to take some type of substance to make me think that I'm having a good time, but I'm actually not, you know? So this is, by drinking, you give yourself this kind of artificial good time, right? So some people may argue and say like, well, no, I've got my shit together, you know, I'm actually like, I'm a happy guy actually. I'm satisfied. I just drink sometimes in order to, I don't know, feel extra happy or extra satisfied. Well, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't really work like that, because like, if you were satisfied, if you were happy, if your life was actually life-giving on its own, in other words, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a sober state, you're happy, you're full of life, right? If that was the case, then you wouldn't want to change it. You know, you wouldn't want to take some kind of dangerous substance in order to change it. Right? Because it's already there. You're within yourself. You're already feeling life, happiness, etc. So why would you know, you wouldn't take it. You wouldn't change it. You'd want to keep it. And that's actually the case for many of my friends and people I know, because we follow a process, an ancient yoga process called Bhakti Yoga, and by taking on this process of Bhakti Yoga, what happens is you feel alive. You don't just feel alive, you are alive. You begin to have actual life, and the thought of taking some kind of substance that just kind of like makes you forget about your life and puts you in a weird state of mind, it's like the last thing you'd want to do, the last thing, you know, we want to do. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is I'm not trying to like insult anybody or offend anyone. I guess what I'm saying is, you know, one of the first the first things a person needs to do in order to get better is to realize that they have a problem. You know, so if you actually think you're a happy person, but then you're taking poison in order to forget your happiness, and to what? Why would you, if you're a happy person naturally, why would you take some kind of substance to alter your consciousness, right? It doesn't make sense, right? So understanding, learning that, or realizing that you have a problem is step one, and then you can make moves from there, you know? So my purpose is not to offend anyone, but it's just to, I guess, hopefully encourage a person to actually look at their situation in a real way, right? And to also to let them know that there is a solution to the problem of lifelessness and emptiness and so on. You can actually learn to live so that your day-to-day actions bring about actual great, deep satisfaction, life, fullness, happiness, etc. It's all the same. Feeling alive. You'll feel alive, and you will be alive. Okay? It's not like some new fad or something. It's like this is an ancient system of yoga that's been around since time immemorial. So we're not making this up. It's something that anyone can apply in their life. Okay? So I hope this was thought-provoking, and yeah, so if you liked it, please subscribe to our channel, because we're going to have a lot more of these talks with me driving in my car, talking about different aspects of yoga philosophy and just, I don't know, life and logic and stuff. I'm not some kind of like, real intelligent great person or anything, but I just had the fortune of coming across this Bhakti Yoga process and been practicing it for the last 20 years, and it's brought so much life. It is my life. It's brought so much life to my life and to like so many people that I've known, and I know it's true and I know it's real, so my goal here is just to try to pass it on to whoever will listen. So please, if you liked it, please subscribe, and we'll have a lot more of these coming out, and please do what you can to share these videos if you liked it, and like us or whatever. So yeah, thank you very much, and catch you next time. Thanks.